Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay. Helps if I add my audio recording. That would be a very good thing, wouldn't it? There we go. Our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are currently having a small bit of downtime after the last couple of days. It had begun with a mad dash from Mari Liberi through the Coral Shield and to the southern side of the shield to find the Nymph's Needle, and with it, intercept a ship called the Rising Star. In success of doing this, you were able to negotiate a trade deal while keeping the safety of the island nation of Moa safe, though with a lot of distrust on either side. Having a bit of breathing room, you decided now to head to the town of Yanta on the island of the same name, seeking out potentially Havelock's family. And as luck would have it, you're able to find them with a few new additions added on. While you were getting acquainted with the members of the family, you had found out that Havelock's father, Cadrigan, had been here several years ago. And with this information, had discovered a dead man's drop in their back garden, which contained a odd compass with an engraving that most of the group had seen quite a while ago in the Offra Mountains. Feeling that it might be safer for the family to be in Mari Liberi, you were able to discuss with Ferry, and through discussion between him and his wife, agreed to travel to Mari Liberi with them, though Ferry said he had to tie up some loose ends on his side, being one of the town's few smiths. But as you waited through the next day, that is where we left off. So, I know obviously we said we'd hand wave the packing up and stuff, but still, if anyone would like to do anything during this particular period, go ahead and say.
Does someone get to fish?
Oh my god.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I was gonna say when there's a rod, there's a way, but okay.
Wow, there's a rod.
Yeah.
Oh
Quite
my
a few
god.
on the ship, you know?
Yeah, I thought you had one, but I found you lacking. Anyways.
I have multiple sizes of fishing rods. I'm sorry if they're not up to your standard.
Okay. All right. It was there. It was right there. Fucking
Yeah, that's what they all say until they take the pants off.
Jesus. Okay, so I just want to confirm, because it's been a couple days at this point. The normal crew of the Algos is back, and the Nymph's Needle and Stadrat and everything, like, they've gone.
Yes, based
They've
on
gone ahead.
Yeah, based on just running the numbers through your head, they would be at this point on the way back to Mari Liberi.
Well, I shouldn't be running the numbers in my head, because I think it would be pretty apparent that, like, the people who are on the crew are here now. I feel like that's something that I can perceive with my eyes. I'm just making sure that that is the case. So, okay. So, they are going ahead, which means that the Algos is on its own. Okay, yeah, I think if that's the case, I'm just doing any last minute checks. Obviously, I have to account for 4 more people on the ship. I know we got an extra abundance of supplies, but just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking if there's like anything that I need to do. The ship's fully repaired, right? Like
Yeah.
we've been working on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still got a few.
Or we took chunks of it.
Yeah, it's still got a few holes, but any which could have potentially like put the ship at risk have been plugged up.
Okay.
Others are essentially just they're visible enough to know that they're a. The only threat they are is that they're a tripping hazard.
Okay, okay. Good to know. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm mostly spending my time prepping the ship and everything until we get these guys moved. I should address kindling, but I won't do that right this second. It's something that I need to do.
Okie dokie. And Arjun, you said that you're gonna give fishing a try, yeah?
No, actually.
Okay.
I was joking. I'm basically just chilling on deck, making sure that if I'm needed, I'm there.
Okie dokie. Have luck, kindling.
I would like to be teaching my little sisters parts of ship.
Okie dokie. And visiting sheep. Alrighty. So a lot of stuff that can be hand wavy. Right, gotcha. It takes a few hours for them all to arrive back. Armor's first to arrive, with some of you assisting in carrying what looks to be a decently sized chest. It's sort of like pulled up and taken down to the storage. Armor is sort of like looking around nervously on the deck of the ship. And about an hour or two later, the boat comes back and Ferry shows up as well. Wearing what looks to be a old Zamahanian like travel coat.
Ooh, all right.
It looks very worn. It's seen better days.
Does it have like any symbols on it?
You see one on the like a patch on the arm, but it's very frayed.
Do I destroy what is probably a family heirloom? No, I'll let him have it.
Yeah, so he's sort of like,
I'll advise him though that when we get to Moa, he should not wear that publicly.
he sort of like looks right at the patch. Just sort of like rubs it a bit. To be honest, I'm only wearing it for the trip.
Just warning you. Some people aren't the biggest fans of Zamahan.
Fair. Fair. So, like, just holds on to the patch a bit while he seems to be thinking a bit. Just let me know when we're coming into port, and I'll put with the rest of our things.
Right.
Just sort of see him like turn and look back at the town. Just stares in silence for a few minutes before he just heads below deck. At this point, the boat is pulled onto the ship itself. It's tied securely. While he just sort of like walks down. It's like, right, you got everything sorted here.
I mean, Mev looks to the people who are literally moving and packing up their lives.
Yeah. So Ferry was the last one. The others have been there for a few hours already. And he's gone below deck anyway.
Fucking. So no one's here to speak for themselves? Is that what you're telling me?
He's basically asking if there's anything else that you or anyone else needs to do there.
I see. Okay. As much as I personally want to go look for whatever the fuck that Galero bastard hid. I mean, we know what it is, but Mev's just being flagrant. I was advised not to do that yet, so for now, I guess I'm done here.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to be heading back the way we came, yeah?
Back to Mari Liberi.
All right. Odds are we'll probably run into the other ships.
Fucking. Which ship is he talking about? Because there's so fucking many.
That's why he said the other ships. Plural.
Oh, okay. I thought you said one ship.
No.
Mev shakes her head. They left a couple days ago. Unless they're being exceedingly slow, I don't think we're going to run into them. No, we said that we're gonna take on the Vein Slashers with a prepared ship. Not these guys. So yeah. Mev will leave her statement at that like it's not likely that they're going to run into the others.
Guess we'll see. It's going to depend on how much they push the needle, it looks like.
Did they do any more repairs on it before they left?
I was only able to get a few bits there. They did a few repairs, but frigate is slower than all of our ships. So if they decide to go in convoy, they have to go to the speed of the slowest, which is the needle.
Mev nods. It's still several days, but okay, Bali. Yeah, she nods. All right then. We run into them. Where did we drop the fucking effigy?
Oh, the thing that Kinlan had.
Yep.
Around here-ish.
Great. Mev is going to point to that on a map. When we get to these waters, be careful. Something was dropped in there, and I don't know what it's fucking done. If it's still done anything.
I assume this thing is bad.
Why do you think I'm warning you?
Look, I wasn't confident sailing through the shield as is, so you could have been warning me about other stuff.
You already know that the waters around Mari Liberi are dangerous. There are things more than the fucking coral shield. But this in particular, I can't say what it will do, but...
But it's a new addition to the party.
Right. Just watch out if any of the waters get weird. Like... I don't know, you ever seen the fucking whirlpool just suddenly manifest?
Not suddenly manifest, but I've seen them.
Well, if you see shit like that, tell someone. At least I fucking hope you would anyways.
I'll make sure that we have the cannons ready just in case when we sail past there.
Move nods. Alright. I think that's good.
Okay. So, the journey back to Mari Liberi will take about 2 weeks. Obviously, we hand wave most of it, but what I will have us do is instead of rolling for encounters, we're going to have fun and roll for the weather. So let me just get the little... That's the wrong sheet. There we go. So, yeah, so these all cover 4 days each, but as I say, it's just weather rolls. So, yeah, roll a d6.
Nate, whose turn is it?
You, apparently.
Me? Oh, I didn't get the little ding. There we go. I'm opening my sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I don't have to open my fucking sheet. You said it's
No.
a D6.
Just a d6.
Just the D6. Okay. 4.
Okie dokie. You know what? Since we're essentially fast traveling, who will be next after that, Nate? Or who will be the next 3 after that?
Should be
Okay.
Arjun, Havelock, Kinling. In that order.
Okay, yeah. So, Havelock Kindling, roll a d6. I know Brad's not able to, so I'll roll the d6 for him.
Thank you.
So there's Arjun. Havelock. Kindling. Wow. 3 4s and a 2.
Oh
Cool.
no.
I mean, it could be that good weather persists.
So, and I guess I'll also ask as well, so anything people are doing on the journey back?
I have to talk to Kinling, and I have to talk to Arjun. Oh god, do I have to talk to Havelock? I think... I'll probably have to talk to Havelock.
I don't think they had any... I didn't think they had anything that you would really talk about at the moment.
I don't think that they have stuff to talk about necessarily. I think it's Havelock's family that she has to talk about. So, okay. You guys pick a number between 1 and 4.
2.
3.
Okay. All right, Kindling, you're first up. I would like, first off, Arjun and Havelock, you're coming with me for this. I'm going to get the book from Bali.
Can I hold the book?
Because they put it in the safe. So I'm going to grab that. And Mev is going to explain to Havelock and Arjun beforehand. Obviously, it's in the bag right now. She holds the book in her hands and she looks at you guys and she says, "We need to figure out whether or not Kindling is how motivated he is by this thing. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions, and then I'm going to present the book. I'm going to see how high he jumps for it, essentially."
Do you want me to hold it?
No, I would rather have this in as little hands as possible. I'd like you two to be there in case I go too far with Kindling, or she actually glances at Arjun for a second. If either of you have anything that you feel might be helpful in gaining perspective. Questions for him, moves to be made, things like that.
Havelock readies a hold of Eldritch Blast as he puts his hands in his pocket.
Havelock's ready to fucking shoot Kindling. Holy shit. Yeah, Mev is going to tuck away the book in her satchel. Alright, I'm gonna fucking go to Kindling. Where is Kindling? What is he doing? Anna, you are on post reading for Brad.
Okie dokie. Kindling says, "Whelp." Or Nate says, "Whelp." Kindling's most likely either wandering, looking for something to do, or in his room. Up to you where you'd like to find him.
Okay.
Find him in the fish storage.
We'll meet him in his room. Mev will knock on the door.
Kindling opens
Hi,
the
Kindling.
door.
We wanted to talk to you about what happened.
Kinley looks like he's about to brace himself. Got it. Come in.
Yeah, Mev comes inside, takes like a lay of the land. I imagine Kinling's pretty Spartan. She turns to him. How are you feeling? Insecticide. Frickin'.
It's important. Arjun is in the room. Just generally? Okay, nothing too much.
I am more so referring to the aftermath of what happened. How do you feel about that? Still want to throw yourself up the crow's nest?
Kindling pauses. I no. Just wanted to be of use.
Mev takes a breath and like leans against the wall. Crosses her legs. A couple of days ago, when I asked you what the fuck you were thinking, you made it pretty apparent that you weren't. Or more so that you thought you could handle whatever the fuck it was you were going to summon. Do you still feel like you could have handled it? Anna.
I think she is BRB, so I will say.
Alright.
With all I've been told, I don't think so.
Not the voice I was expecting for Kindling, but
Well, does
okay.
it? Well, didn't Kindling? Doesn't Kindling have an accent?
He has a faint accent, yeah. It
Yeah.
just wasn't what I was expecting. I was like, oh shit, there's a voice. Fucking... Would you do it again anyways? You seemed quite focused on figuring out what was inside the book. Anna's internet's fucking up.
Okay, I'll take over the Kindling narration then while that gets sorted. Nate's asking if you can ask it again.
Yeah, I know. With that in mind, would you repeat your actions? You seemed quite enamored with whatever was in the book, or finding out what was in it.
I don't. I don't. I learned I shouldn't.
I don't care if you think you shouldn't. I asked, would you again? I'm gonna insight him too. See if he's being honest with me.
I won't. And as far as the insight, it seems he's honest.
Mev looks at Arjun, see if he has any questions to ask before she does the next thing.
He thinks for a minute. At the moment, I have nothing to add.
Mev nods, and she takes out the bag with the book, and she, with a cloth, takes the book out of the bag. And what if I were to give this back to you?
He almost seems to recoil a bit at the sight of it. Do I have to accept it?
You don't have to. I'm just asking. And she puts the book forward a little bit, like holding it out. I'm just asking if you would take it. If you would repeat your actions.
I would rather not.
I'm going to do another insight again. To see if he's being honest again, and if there's any, I guess, like struggle, because we found out that the book does have like a pull to it.
Mm-hmm.
21.
And also as well, Kindling, if you can make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh!
Okay.
It's a nat one.
Kindling, as you're looking at the book, the past couple of days of just thinking about what happened with it, it's still there in your mind, but you're still a bit curious about what's in the book. It's not like overwhelming, but it's It's like a fly buzzing in your head. Definitely don't want it to be like destroyed or anything, but you're not. You've heard tales of people being possessive of it, and it doesn't feel like that to you. It's just, why is it like this? Why is it so why is its lock so intricate? Sure. You can do a con save to determine how you respond to it.
Pretty good con.
Is that Brad?
Yes.
Ah, right. So I thought you were falling asleep there because we could hear you breathing into the mic.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean for that to be the case. My phone's like just near my head because I'm laying on the couch next to the dog.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just I heard it and I was just there like, are you falling asleep?
EP.
Great
I
EP.
thought Brad was just trying to mimic how hard Kinlan's probably breathing right now. Trying to sniff the book.
he's like, like
Sorry about that.
It's cool.
You're good, Brad. You are all good. God, okay, but imagine Kinling just becomes a fucking anime nerd TikTok guy while he's been in his little room
oh my
cell.
god, I hate this.
I killing gulps. It's still jarring me. I shouldn't I? He sort of falls into himself. I don't what. Just back in your back, please.
Roll me persuasion.
Ooh.
With disadvantage?
No, just persuasion. Just persuasion.
Just a regular run-of-the-mill persuasion roll. Ooh.
All right. Mez takes a step forward, and you see her other hand, like her fingertips, start to light up with that almost celestial heat that you've seen from her before, when she's kind of like slinging her luminous bolts. And she raises that hand up towards the book and she goes, "Should I destroy it then?" I want to see if Kidling's feeling particularly protective.
No, even if Krifa said I owe it her, from there he just quiets down, appearing to not know what to say.
Remind me who Kresa is.
That would be...
Is she one of the mages from Slangan?
No. She is the hag. But I don't think she
Oh, the
shared her name with
hag.
anyone.
Yeah. Right. Because names have power. Mev pauses and tilts her head. You owe her. That's the... I'm going to assume that's the witch that gave you the effigy. Correct?
Correct.
So not only did you get that dangerous little trinket, but you made a stupid fucking deal you might not be able to fulfill.
Kindling Sensei silent.
Is that the only reason you don't want this destroyed?
There's still something pulling me to keep it intact, but mainly, yes, I try to keep what I say.
Doesn't really matter what you try to keep with a witch. If you can't fucking provide that, she'll come to collect. And Mev's hand, the magic in it dissipates. She, again, looks to Havelock and Arjun if they have anything to say. I know that Anna's internet is suffering, but... Oh, she's here. She's alive.
So are you gonna be a liability, Kindling?
I don't think so. I'm avoiding it. He's
Yeah,
asking,
the book is still out.
Yeah.
She hasn't put it back quite yet. What about you, Arjun? Do you have anything to say?
Well, at the moment, there's a good chunk of the conversation I haven't really caught because Anna wasn't reading.
I was reading.
Yeah, Tom was reading.
Oh, I didn't hear Tom at all.
What?
Oh my god. Fucking,
I've been
well,
sitting here
Mev's
and so
been
silent.
testing kindling this whole time. Okay, first, can you hear Tom now?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, I mean, like, did he just talk?
No, now I am.
Okay, now I hear you.
Okay, cool. So Mev presented the book. Kindling was like, "Do I have to accept it? I'd really rather not." Mev was like, "What if I fucking destroy it?" And Kindling was like, "Please don't destroy it." The hag back in Moa, I made a deal with her to figure out like whatever was in it. Mev was like, "You're a fucking idiot for that." And then she was like, "Is there any other reason you want me to keep it intact?" And Kindling basically admitted that like there is something pulling him towards its survival.
Arjun looks between Kindling and the book. Then he looks at Mev and he says, "The contents of a book speak for itself. A book shouldn't need to impose a will on someone for them to read its pages. In and of itself, I think that the book is too dangerous. We should be destroying it."
Mev looks at the book. She thinks about it a little bit. Is there it'd be kind of a weird request, but occasionally Mev has visions. Like she sees things that have either happened in the past or are happening right now, like away from them. Is there any way that Mev could get insight on this book to if they will need it in the future? I know that's a big jump, but is there any way that I can do that?
I would say no. The visions that you had tend to seemingly connect to yourself in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, it could be something involving me, but I understand that this is a big leap that I am making.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to push that at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's perfectly fair. Mev tilts the book in her hands, looking over it once more. Is the cover just blank?
Yeah, it's like it looks like I think I described it before, but it looks like a fancy journal with like aged leather on it. And and sort of like you look at the side where there's, some of the pages are visible. You can see a few weird sort of like dark splodges on the side, which look similar to the handle of the dagger that Kindling had.
Yeah, Arjun has it now.
Yeah.
She... Okay, then do I get the sense that I could just destroy this by normal means, or is this gonna fuck me up?
Based on your last encounter with it,
It's gonna fuck me up.
I think that's all I need to say. Based on your last encounter with it,
Alright. Yep.
This is no ordinary book.
Mev looks to Arjun. She nods. I agree with you, but the last time I even tinkered with this, you saw what happened to me. I don't think we could destroy it conventionally. There's always the option of just flinging it into the ocean, but honestly, between letting it sink to the bottom and letting it be found in days, weeks, years, I'd rather have it with us and figure out a way to properly get rid of it, lest it come back to haunt. What does Arjun think of that?
He's thinking. He looks like he's giving it quite a bit of thought as he looks at the book. And eventually comes out of his mouth that, we could just, to some extent, sell it as is to the woman, the hag.
I thought about that, but do we want to give this to someone else?
He crosses his arms, thinks about it for a while. All right. I don't think that's wise either.
Mev nods.
Kindling says, I don't think she'd buy it while still locked.
Mev doesn't address Kindling. She is looking at Arjun. I think putting it in someone else's hands is just a bad fucking idea. There are people more competent than Kindling that could do a lot worse, intentionally.
How about a dead man's drop? We finally make one of our own.
That was my next thought. She smiles. A dead man's drop would be good. It would deter anyone with common sense, or at least knowledge of it, and fuck up anyone that doesn't. It would also keep it in a place where we wouldn't necessarily have to touch it, while knowing where it still is.
Until we could think of a way to destroy it, that would be ideal.
She nods. I'm thinking we get back to Moa, make a dead man's drop of our own, and she looks to Havelock. Havelock can put it somewhere on the coast in the ocean. Even more unlikely that someone would fuck with it there.
I could take it deeper into the ocean than just the coast.
I want it somewhere still reachable. Somewhere it won't get swept up.
Then it sounds to me that we have our answer. Or rather, you had it to begin with.
She shrugs. Great minds think alike. Not like anyone will be able to get this fucker open without that knife that you have. That you should keep on you.
Are you talking to Kindling when you say that?
No, you.
Yeah, because I was just... Yeah, okay. He'll nod, and then after a moment he says, regarding the dead man's drop, do you want me to make the trap?
Are you proficient in making traps?
To
Kindling
some
does lack
extent.
people privileges right now.
To some extent. I wouldn't call myself an expert among experts, but I would definitely call myself competent at it.
Mev nods, looks between Arjun and Havelock. I'd like you two to work together on it. Havelock's familiar with the mechanisms of a dead man's drop and can be particularly brutal. He can give you a couple ideas.
Understood.
Thank you. Mev puts the book back in the bag and then the satchel. She looks to Kindling. It is the first time since the conversation about the dead man's drop in the book and what to do with it started that she's actually looked at you.
Seeing the book's been put away, he stands up straight again.
Let me be very clear, Kindling, if I haven't been clear enough already. I understand that this book has some sort of power over you. That you aren't entirely to blame for your actions. And that is why you have been granted the amount of leniency that I'm giving you. If you pull a stunt like this again, if you step a paw out of line, I will cut off your fucking head. There will be no errors, and there will be no more forgiveness. Am I clear?
Crystal clear.
Mev, goes up to you, Kindling. She taps your bell. Good kitty. And she leaves. Havelock just said hot, great. Alright. Do you two come with her, or do you stay with Kindling?
Arjun
Okay.
starts leaving, but he's not necessarily following Mev.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually just by Havelock. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh. Well, I was just saying that he was going to start talking to Havelock about the trap.
Alright.
Okay. So I will give the book back to Bali to lock up for the time being. And it'll probably stay there for the rest of our trip. I said that I had more things to do and people to talk to, but basically, like, is there anything that happens? Does the weather change? Like,
So,
what's up?
So first most, like yeah, you hand the book back to Barley. He sort of like opens the safe, and you watch him just pause for a second before he puts it in, just sort of like scratches his head.
Mev's eyes narrow. You alright?
Yeah, just you know intrusive thoughts, right?
Mev connects to Bali. She doesn't alert him. I'm familiar with the concept.
Yeah, just had a weird one for a second there.
What was it?
To not, it's just a weird thought of, well, what if I didn't put it in the book in the safe? But stupid, it's dangerous. Put it in there now. And I did.
Curious. I mean, we all have them, right?
Yeah. It's just weird.
With Bali's thoughts,
Yes.
I want to see if that power that I felt from the book is still lingering in his head. If I can feel that.
Okay. Go ahead and make a wisdom check. I'll say with advantage, given being a Kalishtar.
It's one of the only times that I get my Kalishtar advantage. Because I nerfed myself.
Very good
Oh,
that we got the advantage. You scour around the like his surface force without giving it away.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel any sense of that power. The only thing that you can like, you obviously can get a surface force. All you can hear is like the only thing you can hear that's related to the book is just, why did I? That's so stupid. Why?
Mev smiles at Bali. She says like her like goodbyes. Havelock and Arjun are still talking about the trap. She goes over to them, she claps them both on the shoulder, and between them she whispers, Bali might be a problem.
How so?
He had an quote-unquote intrusive thought about not putting the book back.
Arjun squints a little bit. I can reset the safe. Make sure that I'm the one with the code, not him.
Please do. Yeah. Mev will go about her day.
Alrighty. So,
Glad we caught that.
so Arjun, are you gonna reset the safe? Arjun?
Gladly.
Sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Lord of the Rings is not how I was expecting this to go. Yeah, we basically have the fucking ring right now. And people are slowly being affected by it. I'm wondering why that happened. Have I seen Bali touch the book with his bare hands?
Nope.
So it doesn't matter if it's in the cloth or not.
Who knows?
I mean, it's either that or Bali has taken a peek when he wasn't supposed to. Which is usually how these things fucking go. Is like you say, this is dangerous, don't touch it, don't look at it. And then someone's like, oh, I wonder why I shouldn't.
Don't touch the button. Touches the button.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch the butt. Don't touch the butt. Oops.
Oops.
Alright. What was the thing I missed?
Are you resetting the safe?
Yeah.
Are you doing it discreetly?
Yes.
Okay, make a stealth check for me.
I mean, you have to make the stealth check. Maybe Mev's just built different. Mev has 2 minds.
Stealth.
Currently, she only has 1.
A 60.
She technically has 2. One's just really, really, really fucked up right now. Like, so fucked up. But yes, Mev has 2 minds. Like, Mev is literally built different.
Okay, yeah. 16. So yeah, you're able to sneak in and change the code on the safe.
Cool.
I would like to stay connected to Bali throughout this trip, just so that I can hear if he gets any more intrusive thoughts.
Okay, so specifically any intrusive thoughts. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So, couple more days happen. Partway through, it starts raining. Not a storm, but you spend a lot of your time below deck just because of that.
Mm-hmm.
The rain is only for a couple of days, and then it becomes sunny again.
Okay.
So at this point, you are around here. You've just going past the threshold of the shield.
And how far away is the possibly fucked up zone?
Half a day.
Half a day. Okay. I want to... Anna, Brad, which one of you are available?
Havelock will volunteer for what you want.
Well, I have to talk to both of you, so... I mean, if you're volunteering first, then yeah, I'll definitely talk to Havelock. Locke.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a couple things. We're heading towards the site where I threw that fucking effigy, that fetish.
Oh, you want me to check out your fetishes?
You already know all of them. No, I don't want you to check on it. I just want you to be ready for, I mean, possibly a fight. You don't really have just yourself to worry about, or me anymore. I'm a capable fighter. I can handle myself. You have 4 people that can't. I'm warning you that something may happen. If you want to stick by them, I wouldn't blame you for that. In fact, you should.
Thank you. I'm thinking below deck is probably going to be safest for them in case something happens, but I'm also worried. What if we start taking in water? One of them cannot swim.
Mev inhales. It seems that she thought about that. I think that whatever happens, you will be able to handle it. They might not be able to swim, but the water's yours. It's your domain, your element. You'll take care of them.
Out of character, who has the manta cloak?
Me.
Okay.
Do you bring it up?
Yeah, he's going to look at Mev. Would you allow me to borrow the cloak?
Mev inhales. Cause, I mean, she's afraid of the water and she can't swim either. But she nods. She takes it off. She gives it to you. Of course.
It's just until we pass where the fetish lies.
They can keep it until we get on land.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, before I got that other ring on Moa, I was walking around without the cloak. I chose that for myself then too. And I'm choosing it now.
Havelock nods, pulling Mevin for a hug.
Come on, what did you expect from me?
I knew you'd say yes. But it doesn't mean I don't appreciate this any less.
She shakes her head. I think if I said no, you should have bitten my head off.
Nonsense, it's you. I can't do that.
I can think of a couple scenarios where you would.
I mean, you forget you're just as much family to me.
She inhales and kind of pulls herself away. She's still smiling, just you know how Mev is.
A Cheshire liar.
She looks at you. I can talk with a couple people about where to put them, possible jobs in Mari Liberi, but you should discuss with them about what they want to do, where they want to be. This is, I mean, as much as it's a new home for them, it's going to be a new home for you, Havelock.
Honestly, that feels very weird to hear. A new home.
I'm just saying, talk to them. Have a serious conversation. I know that you're enjoying playing the cool older brother, but you need to figure some things out. Okay?
Okay. Keep taking care of yourself.
I get by just fine. You don't need to worry about me.
Nonsense, you need sleep. You don't look like you've been sleeping.
Mev side-eyes Havelock.
As a man who takes very many naps, I know when someone's not getting enough sleep.
I never get enough sleep. Either you or Arjun is fucking keeping me up. Especially Arjun.
I can keep him occupied.
As if you have half the stamina I do.
I was just going to act like a dumb little girl and ask him to teach me how to fish.
As if you don't know how to fish.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
men like when they feel treated like that.
I don't think that's Arjun's MO. I think he'd be more impressed if you show off your skills.
Catch him a shark with my teeth.
I mean, if you care about impressing him that much.
Maybe I do. Wouldn't you like to know?
Maybe you do. Havelock, I didn't think you cared about anyone but me.
That's false. I have a mother.
You know what I mean. Mev rolls her eyes, shakes her head, like it looks like she thinks the thought is ridiculous. And yeah, you have the manta cloak now. She said her piece. She's gonna go.
Good luck with Arjun.
She stops for a second, looks at fucking Havelock. How'd you know I was going to go see him?
Who else are you going to talk to on this ship? Kindling? The ship itself?
The crew I have to manage, Bali, our navigators. I talk to everyone on this fucking thing.
Maybe that's why you're not getting enough sleep. Chatterbox.
Drop it.
She rolls her eyes. She turns to walk away. Okay. Do you want to talk to your family first, Havelock, or should I talk to Arjun?
Go ahead. Go ahead, hit Arjun up.
Alright. Yeah, Mev, I think actually Mev's gonna talk to Arjun later in the day, like at night. If you guys want to take a break real quick, that's fine. I know we've been going for a while. And honestly, I have to pee, so.
I mean, I was gonna call it after this day. This day is anyway. So if we want to take a break now, we can take a break now.
We can take a break now because I think this has potential to be a longer conversation.
Okie dokie, we shall take let's go with a 10-minute break. So,
all right,
aiming for us continue on at 22. So,
right.
I guess Mev, you're going to find Arjun.
So it is quite late. I think it's about the same time that they had their last conversation where Arjun spilled the beans to Mev about being an ex-cop. Where would Arjun be at this time?
I think he'd be in the hold.
In the hold.
Just fucking around near all of the boxes and stuff, because there's a lot of space down there. He's probably, like, doing some, like, equipment maintenance.
Okay. Yeah, she will, it looks like she probably was looking around for a little bit, asked someone, like, where the fuck is Arjun? They pointed her in this direction. And as she enters, she, like, knocks on the entrance to the hold, just to alert you that she's there. She comes up. There you are. What are you doing down here?
I like to lay out my things when I'm working on them.
Your things? And she looks around. What does he have out?
He's got 2 rapiers, 3 daggers, a set of thieves' tools, and a whole bunch of stuff like whetstones, oil, like a little water basin. He's basically just like sharpening and like adjusting and he's even like he doesn't have tinker's tools. He's not like that advanced, but he basically has like the equivalent of a like he's using the thieves' tools to take apart like the hilts of his daggers and stuff to clean them out and then put them back together.
I see. Okay, okay. So he's just doing like maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm about to bother you again. Is that all right?
You're welcome to.
She nods. She doesn't necessarily sit like right next to you. She sits on one of the boxes in the hold. She says, I thought more about what you told me.
And
I think my feelings on it haven't really changed. I'm looking at it as just something that we need to keep in mind. Which is why I'm going to continue with the question that I presented to you that day. Do you think anyone would still be looking for you?
I would say that it's to be expected that I would be. I don't think a deserter of the Jurhanian military is something that people simply forgive and forget.
Do you think there's any reason why they'd be looking as far out as here?
No. I think that I've covered my tracks fairly well. I go by a different name. But one can never be too careful.
Different name. She smiles.
Well, partially different.
What's partial about that?
Siderian isn't my last name.
Mind if I ask you what it is?
Could you check my document for me real quick?
Yep.
I think it's Zaharan.
Yep.
But I can't remember if that's actually what it is.
It is.
Okay. It's Zaharan.
She nods. Arjun Zahran. Alright.
That's who they're looking for. Obviously, I haven't done much to change my appearance. I don't have that kind of talent. Nor the gold to spend on it, but I've done enough, I think. Besides that, though, it's fairly likely that if I were to ever meet someone from the military, from at least the same regiment, they would recognize me.
Is changing
It's
your
been a while.
appearance something that you'd want? Would you want the capability to do that?
To some extent. It would be nice to be able to don a quick disguise that went beyond simply clothing.
Perhaps
I know
that's something
magic is
we
like
can
that.
look into. We have contacts with quite proficient mages.
You certainly get around.
Mev like snorts at that. That could be taken a couple ways. Of which all are accurate. She nods. You know there's an increased chance of us engaging with Jirahanian military because of the rising star.
I know that. It was still something that I wasn't about to overlook.
I'm grateful for that. I think keeping people in the dark, well, have luck in kindling, is for the best.
I concur.
Kindling is a fucking idiot that I don't trust, and while I trust Havelock, he's careless. Plus, the less people that know about this, the better. If we do engage with any Jirahanian military... Oh, go ahead.
I only told you because I thought you could be trusted with it. And I thought you wouldn't kill me. Or try.
I was admittedly tempted for a second. How do you want me to behave if we engage with any Jirahanian military?
He shrugs. Either don't bring attention to it, or if it is something that is found out, and we have no choice, let me go.
You don't want to fight?
I want to fight. I'm not going to put you at risk and the others at risk of an entire Jirahanian coup, or, not coup.
Fleet?
Yes.
She nods. You know I can't make any promises, right?
I won't stop you from doing what you want to do. I'm just saying that if you were to follow my advice, I'm not worth it.
I think if the situation ever comes up, I'll judge in the moment whether that's true or not.
Gives you a smile. Oh, 1 second.
Alright.
Alrighty.
What is... No, that's me.
Was I echoing? Am I still echoing?
Let's find out.
You are, yeah.
Yes.
Hang on.
So it only seems to be when Anna and Pete up there. You go. I was gonna say it was only when Anna and Pete was, because mine wasn't. It wasn't picking up for me.
We are the girls. We have to be loud and proud. Also, when Kindling just stood there quietly, I wanted to play the crickets.
How
The
about now?
crickets. 1, 2, 3, 4. No echo. Okay, we're good. Alright.
Yeah, we're good.
Hi, Arjun.
Alright.
By the way,
where
could
were we?
you, Arjun and Mev were talking about what to do if they do run into any Jirahania military.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it
You could
was,
say, yeah.
Yep. Can you spell Arjun's last name for me?
Yeah. I believe that's it.
Zahara. Thank you very much. Alright. So, as this conversation, lulls for a moment, Mev, she has been, very, like, her posture's been very open so far. She's been sitting on the box, she's leaned back, hands kind of balancing herself, and she shifts to, like, lean forward and hug one of her knees. She rests her head, her chin on the knee. And she says, you asked about me, or you mentioned that I should explain things to you.
If you want to.
If you're part of our group, you should probably know. And you have been open with me to an extent, so I will do the same.
Go on then.
Where do I fucking start?
Arjun's still tinkering with his stuff while he's listening.
Yeah. I guess I should start with the fact that I don't have all of the answers for you. There's going to be questions that are brought up, and some of them are just going to be, I don't fucking know. I have amnesia. I was, when I was a little girl, about 8 or so, I was in a horrific shipwreck that left me stranded in the ocean for several days. I frankly don't know how I even survived. But that trauma has left my life before a complete blank.
Where were you shipwrecked?
I was shipwrecked. Can you pull up the bigger map,
Sure.
Tom? Thank you. Awesome, thank you. I believe I was shipwrecked somewhere like out here. Is that right?
Yeah, you were found nearer to the Caius Mountains, but
Yeah. I was I was found closer to the Caius Mountains, but I believe I was much further out. Probably farther south a ways. My mother found me. She's not my biological mother. Throughout my, I guess, second life, my new life, all I have from my past is my name, and she taps her choker. This pendant.
He showed me that pendant before, right?
Yep.
Didn't I recognize something about it back then?
It is a type of like rare Arizarian currency, right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
not so much currency. It originates from Arizar, but it's more used as like a trading good. Sometimes they replace it as a coin because it's made of the same metals.
I see. So it didn't start as a coin, it can just be used as such.
Merchants who have acquired it have occasionally used it, but it's mostly, it's like, to them, like a commemorative coin kind of deal.
Okay. So yeah, you've
So
been
that's
shown
why you
this.
asked me about that.
You said you'd been to Arizar. I wanted to know if there was anything recognizable about it.
I'm glad I'm not that much of a liar.
I definitely would have been angrier if that had been false. I guess this isn't the only thing that I have left from my previous life. I have, Valkyr. You've met him.
He raises a brow.
That shadow that I summon that speaks on occasion.
Ah.
Valkyr is, he's always been with me. He's another part of myself, I think. We're, twin-souled. That's the best word that I could think of it.
He has amnesia too?
I think so. It's... He doesn't remember, like I don't remember, but it's strange. My amnesia is strange. At certain times when I try to remember, when I try to look back, things become dangerous for me. My mind clouds, things blend together, I start seeing things, people, places that I think existed at one point, but aren't actually there in the moment. It's bad for us to try and remember.
Tom, is this something that Arjun can recognize at all? This is not something he's heard of happening to a person before?
No.
Arjun nods. Gestures for you to continue.
When that happens, this is kind of the important part for you to know, what everyone knows. I can either become completely catatonic and unable to defend myself, can pass out, and she makes a gesture like you saw that part, or I think I'm somewhere else, and I start behaving in such a way that I'm reacting to things that aren't there. One time, the entire party had to follow me through a very dangerous jungle because I thought that they were threats and that I was going to be attacked by, let's say, bloated men, drowned men. It's a big fucking liability.
Is there anything that you've pieced together from the times you have been forced to remember?
I've seen my mother's face. I know what she looks like. I think I've seen the ship that I was on. I think I saw when it was first, I think, attacked. And there are other memories that I think are mine but aren't. They're Valkyrs, I believe. It's a mess. Nothing about this is clean.
you remember what the ship was called?
Tom, I had that vision before. Would I have caught it at any point?
With the visions that you had, it was always on the inside of the ship. And
I didn't hear anyone talk about it or say what I think might be a ship name.
the only voices that you heard when seeing those particular visions was the one seemingly scolding some people and the other one apologizing.
In that vision, were they scolding, like, I know they were scolding other people, were they scolding me?
It doesn't
It seemed
sound like
directed at me.
it doesn't sound like it, given that the statement was 4 of you, really.
All right. Yeah, Mev thinks about it. No, I was always on the inside of the ship, in the belly of it. I don't know, I remember people being yelled at, someone apologizing, they mentioned an emblem, so some sort of emblem that meant high status. Someone thought highly of them. I don't know who them is.
Hmm. So what are you doing about it? Your memories. Are you actively trying to remember? Learn your past and your origins? Or do you think that it's better left under wraps, considering what it does to you when you try?
I before I left Moa, I always thought it was better to forget, to leave things be. I mean, clearly whatever's wrong with me, something doesn't want me finding this. But things have been getting stranger for me, worse. That star-like being that you saw when my hand was almost cut off, the shock of that messed me up so much that I turned into that thing. I don't know what it was, and I don't remember doing anything. That's the thing. When I come out of these, I don't really remember. The only reason I know is because of what the others have said. I've never wanted to find out, but I think I have to at this point. I don't think it's going to Stop. I think I'm going to get worse, more dangerous, if I don't figure out what the fuck is wrong with me.
I see. Quite a lot to be struggling with.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way to put it. Quite a fucking lot.
He crosses his arms a little bit. Thinks. He's tapping the flat of a dagger on, like, his bicep for a moment. I don't know if I can help. But if there are any details that you remember about where you've been, like the ship name, for example, I might be able to help. I've been alive for longer than most. Human-wise, that is. It's
She
something that I might
nods.
be able to remember.
Honestly, everyone that I've talked to about this wants to fucking help. They always everyone fucking asks me, how can I help? It's honestly, it pisses me the fuck off. How should I know? You know? It, the point I'm making is that thank you for actually providing something that I think will be of substance. Instead of just giving me civilities.
You're welcome. Frankly, I don't know if I can help. It sounds to me like this is a very individual journey that you're on. We can be there
Yeah.
with you for it. We can be around as you're on it, but it seems more like you have to tackle it yourself. And well, it sounds like a serious pain in the ass.
It is. It's I feel like don't tell anyone else this. I feel like I've got a fucking mountain on my plate just with my bullshit, and then I have to help everyone else.
Considering how you feel about Havelock and Kindling, despite them being your friends, I believe the word competent is rarely used in their direction. I don't blame you.
Admittedly, that is the case. It's I suppose you can like people and not find them reliable.
He shrugs. You can find them reliable for many things, but finding someone reliable for everything is difficult.
She nods.
You can rely on Havelock to be violent from what I understand. Either way.
I do rely on Havelock to be violent, as you put it, but also I think Havelock would quite frankly die for me. And I think if there's anyone that at the end of the day, if things get the worst that they ever fucking could, Havelock's going to be there. I think there's few that anyone could say that about.
Sounds like a good takeaway to have.
She nods. You should consider me telling you this. A warning, Arjun. As competent as I'd like to be, there are circumstances where I'm not always going to be capable. There are times where I'm probably going to be a hindrance, going to fall apart. You can decide what to do in those moments, and I won't blame you if you want to wash your hands of the entire thing.
Oh, please.
What? I think it's pretty valid. I turn into a fucking sun creature.
Regardless of what you turn into or how reliable you might be in times of what is, we'll call it mental crisis. Under most circumstances, you do just fine. And you've proven yourself to be much more than whatever faults might lie with you and your bullshit.
She smiles. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
I wouldn't dream of it. You have warned me.
Do you have any more questions about my messy situation.
Have you been to Erazar since you were 8?
I haven't. No. Up until about almost a year ago, I was always with the nymphs, and we were usually near Kolmordak. I was thinking of possibly going there.
I see. No further questions then.
She nods. She looks. You see, there's just kind of like a large relief on her face. Her posture relaxes. She goes back to that like open kind of sit.
Not satisfied that we're not talking about this anymore.
I'm everyone since finding out about my situation, everyone put their hands in it. Even when I've said or begged them not to. It's nice to just. Yeah, she nods. It's nice to just have someone not fucking, I don't know, expect me to give them all the fucking answers.
He looks up for a minute and he like thinks for a minute and then he says, I haven't told you everything.
Oh?
I haven't told you what I was long before I was in Jurahanian military. Before I was a Navyman. I haven't told you what Estelle's reality in my life quite was. I haven't told you a lot of things. I don't owe you any of that. You didn't owe me this, but you felt it necessary anyways. I'll appreciate what I can get, and I am not about to push when I'm not willing to confide. You already had a difficult time simply telling me that this was a problem on your mind and something that you struggle with every day. Most people don't realize that when someone tells you about a problem, it's not an expectation to fix it. It is simply so you know.
she leans forward again, and she actually like reaches down and with one of her hands she grabs your chin, just very gently tilts it up to like just look at her properly. She smiles at you. Your insight is exactly what I appreciate most about you.
I do what I
Thank
can.
you.
You're welcome.
And she will let you go.
All righty. Does anyone do anything else during this time? No? Okay. I can like type him away. May I roll a d20? Sure, roll a d20.
Why are you rolling a d20?
Wouldn't we like to know?
Yes. Fuck him.
All right. So, partway through the next day, you hear a shout from one of the lookouts.
Oh god. Alright.
You just hear.
Dragon!
You just hear.
Ship ahead!
Oh, fuck me. Alright. I'll come up. What ship? What fucking ship?
You sort of head to the front of the ship. You can see Barley's there already looking for an eyepiece. But you see he's got a small smile on his face. Just sort of looks at you, just sort of hands the spyglass over, says, "Told you we'd catch them."
She takes the spyglass. Who is it?
You can see just about through the eyeglass. It's clear that they're just on the horizon. But it's unmistakable, the flag of the Rabbit Hounds.
Okay. I'm instantly suspicious though because of the area that we're in. I would like to look for any other threats.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Perception check. Like threats, or like if there is a change in the water, if there's a storm brewing. You said perception?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Is that because I have my navigator's tools? Oh, I'm proficient in perception. I don't get double proficiency, I don't think.
No, you're not a rogue, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Or a
yeah,
bard.
yeah.
Because I think bards can get expertise.
Doesn't matter. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Fuck you.
Okay, geez, you don't have to be rude about it.
Fuck it.
You quickly go from looking towards the Rabbit Hounds to just your surroundings. Right now there doesn't appear to be anything. Like, it's mostly clear. You can see a few storm clouds southward, but and some light cloud elsewhere, but coast is clear so far, it seems.
Does the rabbit hound look to be moving? Does it look to be in distress? Like, what's happening there?
It's moving. Its sails are partially furled. They're not. It's clearly not going to get full pelt. But
Cool.
like from what you can see, that they appear undamaged.
All right. I am. I am just going to keep a fucking eye out as we get closer.
Okay. So
I
over
don't want to lose that gnat.
yeah. So over the next couple of hours, you close the distance. As you do, some of the other ships begin to pop up over the horizon. You see the Nymph's Needle still listing, but its list hasn't gotten any worse from when you had seen it initially. And then a little bit later, you see the masts and hull of the Stab Rat showing up. So you just gradually gain on them.
All right. They were that fucking slow. Holy shit.
The needle, unfortunately, isn't as fast, even on a good day.
Still, God.
I mean,
This fuck is slow.
I mean,
Alright.
you say that based on your speed, you're only 2 days out.
Fucking. Alright. So. I imagine we're just gonna join the fleet then?
Well, the thing is, Bali does come up to you and say, so, you want us to join the convoy, or do you want us to go ahead of them?
We should stay with them. More men, more power. I don't intend to have any meetings of any sort, but we should follow the path.
All right,
Follow their path.
we'll bring ourselves alongside the needle then. Not docking, obviously, but just cover that flank.
Mev nods.
All right. So they quickly, you watch as the crew quickly discuss the signal flags to indicate to them. And a couple more hours, you start to get to the late afternoon. It's when you eventually fully catch up to the convoy. You bring yourselves alongside the signal flag showing. You can make out the crew, but most of them are still busy working. And you do see the occasional like water come out from one of the gun ports as people are still pitching water over. There doesn't appear to be like a degree of urgency. Just seems to be like well, this is our everyday thing now.
Well, we're fucked up. Yeah. Yep, fair.
All right, if that is the case, so that slows your speed down, so it'll be 4 days now for the final bit into Mari Liberi, so I need someone to roll for the weather for those last 4 days. That would be you again, I think, Peach.
Yep.
So a D6.
D6.
Yep. A 3. Where did I put it? That is the wrong session notes. I love how I can just glance at my notes and see the old ones and be like, okay, this is the one I should be looking at. And then I look at the new ones, it's like, I shouldn't be looking at these. They look too fanciful. 3. Okay. So, for the next couple of days, there's some light cloud cover, but all is there's just less sun.
Okay.
There is a moment though, as you're coming round the corner of of the Isle of Moa, where you just sort of watch as one of the gun ports on the stab rat opens. Just a pause before a cannon shot fires out. A couple of seconds later, the gun port closes. You sort of like look over, and you can see looks to be a lone Sahuagin sort of slinking back into the jungle.
Again? Holy shit.
Well, as you look, there's no sign of any other. There's no movement beyond that one that's gone back into the jungle.
Fucking yeah. This is fucking ridiculous. We fought like what? 2-3 groups of these guys?
Two.
We put a dent in their population.
Yeah, like we fought them quite a bit. And these guys are appearing again. How close is this to Mari Liberi?
At far distance.
A far distance,
It's-
okay.
it's
Because
the southern-
we mentioned it's like farther down south, right?
Yeah. Like Mari Liberi sort of center east.
Yeah.
Whereas as you're coming around the very southern tip.
Yeah. Seeing that, Mev's eyes just narrow. I think she's gonna tuck that away for now. That's something that we need to keep in mind while we're searching around Moa. Because that's weird. It's been happening a lot. Alright.
Okay. So the next day comes by, to the point where you get to the green run. All the ships sort of like stop, and sort of align themselves better. The Needle this time goes first, followed by the rest of the ships. Bolly decides to have the Algos go last.
Okay.
It's a slow journey through the run. As you go past the fork in the run that leads to the, let me get the name of it because it has been a while since I've had to look into this. You see him as you look through one of the forks that leads to Salvation Shipbuilders. You can see the Needle heading in that direction on that fork. Whereas the three of you all head towards Sailor Salvation.
All right. That mean we're going to be accosted by the Coast Guard again? We're going to be questioned?
Seems like it.
As usual. Yep.
As you dock, there you do notice there is 2 more ships that are also docked. Let me just grab their names because they're actually ones familiar to you, Mev, and by extension Havelock, since they mentioned it. So let me just quickly. Which list was it? I have many lists. They are all named, but I keep forgetting. Because there's no such thing as good memory for me. Or it could.
Are you looking for the Pirates list that's literally titled Pirates List?
No, it's a separate one because it's one which I'm transferring from Notepad to that Word document. There we go.
I see.
So the first one, you you can see it appears to be a clipper similar to Von Ren's, but you know from experience that it's slower than Von Ren's. This is the High Water Runners.
Okay.
Commanded by Captain Rocha. And
Yep.
the other one you can see, it's actually, you realize, is another Crow's Nest captain. Very Oddities.
Okay.
The ship in itself is a it's weird saying it because just the word means something else here, but it's a junk. But they're all docked. There don't appear to be any crew on them.
What was what is the fucking Oddities guy's name again?
The captain, Captain Tinker. Their ship,
Captain Tinker.
Their ship is called Fey Roots.
What did they say that he was out doing? He was investigating the fleet, right?
No, he was just out somewhere.
Oh yeah, they were investigating that stuff. And then
Yeah, they were investigating the mystery ship and ran into the Third Fleet. Captain Tinker had nothing to do with that.
Yep. I got them mixed up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Dark Masters come aboard. Are all questioned once again with pretty much the same questions.
I think again, Mev is just like rolling her eyes. Like, goddamn, every time you've known me since childhood.
Procedure is very important to Mari Liberi.
It's so important. Yeah. I get it, but fuck.
Havelock's parents are also questioned.
Yep.
But they the questions themselves aren't, complicated or trick questions and such. They're able to answer it well enough. Everyone is given the okay to disembark. And suddenly the docks get very crowded with the crews of 3 ships. So standing around. Several have already started walking towards Mari Liberi.
It's actually 4 ships.
The Needle.
Stab rats, nymphs, needle, rabbit hounds. Oh, yeah, the nymphs left.
Yeah, the nymphs separate from are in a separate area.
Clearly my brain is not all the way here today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
We keep saying things that I realized like 3 seconds later is wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain's fucked up today. Okay, yeah. Then God, we've got all these fucking people now.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the crew of the Algos know how to behave, and I don't have to correct the rabbit hounds or the stabbed rat. I imagine because the needle is not here, and I mean we just fucking got here, that any more discussions about Owain or Celestine or whatever are not happening right now. So what I want to do is get Havelock's family set up. Obviously, getting a house for them right away is not possible, so we're gonna set them up in an inn for the time being.
Mm-hmm. I do need to correct myself though with with high water runners. It's not a clipper that they're in. It's a bidan.
Yep. Let's see. I'm just looking at stuff. I think we should put them in the Marauder's Mirage.
Okay. So
Because there's a no violence rule there.
Mhm.
So we will do that. God, how long? For them to stay here for a while. I'm just thinking. Havelock, how long do you think that these guys will need to stay here for the time being?
I feel like Havelock, being a bit generous, would probably try to pay for like 2 months, maybe.
I guess I have to ask Tom what the fucking real estate is here like here to market. Thinking, is Mari Liberi a place where like you basically build your own fucking home, or like do you buy a house here?
technically both.
Technically both.
Usually pirate crews or Moan crews build like communal housing, but then things might change or relationships might change and such. Other times they do try to build houses to deal with the increasing population, slow as it might be, which can then be purchased.
And how much do they usually go for? How expensive are they?
If you're outright buying, it can be outright buying, it's a couple of hundred gold, which is obviously a sizable amount. Obviously, if it's essentially renting, then it's usually a couple of silver to rent.
Okay. Yeah, I think, why don't we do like 3 months in the inn so that they can get themselves established and like find a place? Would you say that's good, Havelock?
I think that's good.
D&D real estate. All right. How much would that cost, Tom?
Surprisingly, still easier than real estate.
For the Mirage, I mean, a lot of the inns are actually decently cheap because most people that are here are only here for a short time.
Well, yeah, there's constantly people coming and going from the inns. It's not like they're struggled for coin.
Yeah. I would say, so for 3 months worth, that would be roughly about 30 gold.
So I can just put down like 3 plat.
Yep.
Awesome. Yep, we will do that.
It's more even. Why don't I put down 1 plat?
Okay. Then I will.
I have a single platinum and I want.
Yep, so then I have 48 plat now. Awesome. Great. So we set them up. obviously we will have to call in a couple favors, explain like where fucking Fairy can look for work. Because I don't imagine Amma works. Does she say that she works?
She does not.
She does not. Yep. Okay. I'll explain where the school is and everything. I'm just kind of hand waving a lot of this stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's places that we've explained to other people, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, we just fucking take care of that. Is there anything that you guys want to do here right away?
Fight the old woman who
Oh my God.
wanted the book.
Oh
Go
yeah, I
fishing.
take the book. It's in my bag now. Continue, Brad.
Go fishing.
Oh my God. Fucking. Well, I'm not going to greet this fucking hag woman right now. There's no fucking way I'm gonna do that because that's just baiting something to happen. Oh, you guys have to make that dead man's drop.
We do.
We do, and isn't Arjun supposed to take Havelock along to like search for treasures and things?
I feel
He's
like you
gonna
guys
teach
can
you
do
how to
that.
dredge soon.
I feel like you guys can do that after you make the box. It would be a good excuse.
What do I roll for trap box making?
So it depends on how complex is a trap gonna be. Like what's the
I feel like Havelock has. Go ahead.
if you're gonna, you know, trap it, what's trap gonna be?
Havelock's probably gonna use what his dad did. Do we still have the offending bear trap?
I fucking wish we did. I was catatonic. I could not grab it.
That's fine. I have like 7 different hunting traps. I'll throw one of them in there as a replacement.
Fucking.
Okay.
If
Alright.
that's the case, you should I mean, obviously one of the things about Cadogan's trap is that it summoned a fucking blood elemental. We should at least do something like to make the blade a little bit more dangerous. Like, I don't know, poison it.
Idea? We shall do some poisoning with it. We shall make it
Maybe we
as
should
fucked
have
up
left
as we
the
can.
fucking. We should have grabbed the effigy to put it in the box. Fucking.
Okay, so if you're doing all that, there's a. Okay, so for starters, make a. What check would this be? Make a medicine or nature check. This is for applying the poison.
Remember, you guys are helping each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I have advantage?
Mm-hmm. If you're both working together on this, then yes. 15. Okay.
15.
You're able to purchase some local like poisons and such. That'll cost you about 8 copper.
Okay.
And you're able to sort of apply it in a way where, I mean, you're aware obviously that it'll dry, but if the trap works as it should, then it'll draw blood and that'll work for that. For actually making the trap.
Actually.
Hmm?
Can I purchase some of those mushrooms that
I'm
Havelock
so
had
fucking
gotten
glad you said
beforehand?
that.
The ones that turn into stick.
I was fucking thinking that.
Yeah, you can.
Like just line the inside of it, let it dry, let it become unopenable.
Yeah.
Shove it inside the lock itself.
So for those mushrooms, how much would he be selling it for? Because he doesn't have flat prices. What's his? Let me roll. See what his mood is today. Let's see. What's his vibe?
What's his vibe?
Okay, based on that, that and the amount of mushrooms that you want to buy, because I assume you want to buy a decent amount. Okay, Farah will be willing to sell you those kinds of mushrooms for 1 gold and 2 silver.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Is it 2 silver?
Yes. 1 gold, 2 silver.
Alright.
If that's the case, go ahead and make a nature check then for applying the mushroom stuff. 13. Okay.
13?
It's not perfect, but it's done enough to do the job. Now the actual
It's poisoned and sticky.
Yep. Thankfully it's not super intricate.
Sounds like a good sign.
And then go ahead and make a dexterity check for me for the trap.
For making the trap?
For like rigging it up and everything.
That's Arjun's job.
Ah, right. Well then,
Yeah.
I refer to Arjun on that one then.
Arjun.
Damn it.
A 10.
Damn it, Arjun.
Trust you. Believed in
It's
you.
okay, we still love you.
Okay, let me just... what's your AC, Arjun?
This is why dead man drops are really dangerous.
They are if you trap him.
My AC is 17.
17. Okay. So you just sort of like you hook it up, but like you accidentally push a bit too hard, and just the trap triggers. But thankfully it just catches on your armor, so it doesn't break through. But you have to sort of pull the trap down again. Go ahead and make another dex check.
Again.
I wish this was a save.
I think
There we
Mev
go,
is just
19.
watching this stuff and is like
So you try again. You hook it up. You sort of hold on to it as you place the as you nearly fully close the lid. You hook off the last few bits before quickly pulling your hand away and closing the crate. You just like put an ear to it, listen. No sign of the trap going off, so you just gently just push the chest aside.
alright, the book's in there now.
I would assume that it was put in during that, yeah.
Yeah, alright. Yep.
Though while you're doing
Fucking-
this, Arjun,
Oh God.
you get a very
Yeah?
small thought in the back of your head. It's like an intrusive thought, thinking like, should we really be putting this in here? Is this really the right thing to do? Wouldn't it be better to be with us? I need to make a wisdom save. Okay, you just shake your head. It's just, nah, it's stupid. Should be in here. It's safer. And then you fully like lock the crate.
This thing is fucking creepy. Yeah, Mev just sighs in relief when the trap is set and everything. This fucking trap is actually like fucking vicious because the blade is poisoned and then like it's sticky. So even if you try to get out, the blade is glued to you.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
Havelock really said, "You think you're a bad father? I will take off."
fucking- Yeah, Mev looks at Arjun. You worried me for a second there when the trap went off. Fuck.
I've never made one of these before. But I have made traps before. It's just not limited to a box. He gestures to it.
I was more so worried about you almost losing your fucking hand.
All's well that ends well, I suppose.
I suppose. I would like, even though like we've obviously made a bunch of precautions on this thing, I still want to put like a lock on it. So that like we have the key.
Okay.
Just like a normal padlock. It doesn't
like-
have to be anything special.
Okay, yeah. Regular padlocks. You could get one for 2 copper.
Yeah, it's just extra incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Mev, do you want me to make the inside of the keyhole stick with the...
No, I want it to still be openable by us. I think that what we've done inside is good enough. I just think this is a good deterrent for people.
You're gonna be the only person that has that key or knows where it is. Oh.
I'll handle it. Yeah, she nods to herself. You guys good with burying it somewhere on the coast?
Yep.
I'd like for I'm going to put the key somewhere that no one else is going to find it, and that knowledge is going to stay with me. You guys are going to drop it somewhere, and don't tell me or Kindling where it is. Fair?
Understood.
Yep, she nods.
Get yourself a lock and make sure you write it down in there where you've kept the key.
Mev looks at you, and there is a smirk on her face as she says, "What, you think I would forget?" She knows. She fucking knows.
He's gonna stare at her, speaking in
She
utmost
grins.
sincerity. In case you fucking forget, we need to know.
I know, Havelock. I'm teasing. I'll write it down somewhere.
Alright. Alright, let's get this thing into the water.
Awesome. I don't think we will actually need this key for some time. So I don't need to carry it with me, right? Just asking the other players.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We'd be okay without it.
Cool. I want to I want to put the key in one of my mother's hiding spaces in my house.
Okay.
Go ahead.
By the time that you're at this point, the needles are back in Mari Liberi, and a lot of them are in the house. So do you tell them? Do you try to be discreet?
I am going to. I want to be like extra careful with this thing because of the nature of it. Because I mean, we saw what happened to Bali, and I mean, player wise with Arjun, and then Kindling. I am going to put it in one of the lock boxes, like say under a floorboard or something. And then I want to I'm trying to think of the order of this. I'm going to leave a note for myself that just says to find the key, ask Chit. And then I am going to tell my mom where I've left this key. And then I'm going to tell Chitter to basically point me in the direction of Camilla. Like, there's that extra step there.
Okay, so you speak.
And only me. Only me.
Right. You mentioned the key to Camille, and she said, like, "Is there something about this key I should be aware of?"
It is to a dead man's drop that I made, and the thing inside of this dead man's drop should not be touched or found.
Just sort of continue staring at you for a few seconds. Fine.
I'm telling you so that in case anything happens with my head again, we can find this key. Eventually, we're going to have to retrieve whatever the fuck this thing is. She's not being specific on purpose. We have to re-find it and destroy it. But right now, we don't have the means.
At least answer me this. If it's left where it is, will it still cause harm?
The key or the box?
The box. Outside of if you've trapped it. Whatever you've put in the box.
Arjun and Havelock are putting it in a place that will not be easily accessible or found by other people.
That's not what I'm
I
asking.
don't even know what it is. I'm telling you. Let me finish, Mama. Mev like huffs a little bit. It's still dangerous. Yes, it could still cause harm. But we are taking every single step we can to ensure that it doesn't, that people can't get a hold of this easily. That is why Arjun and Havelock are hiding it somewhere that the rest of the group doesn't know. That's why I'm putting this key here that most don't know. It's why I am even putting a precaution on myself.
So long as whatever's in the box doesn't sprout mandibles and tries to consume everybody while still in there, I guess it's fine.
I think it will not be doing that anytime soon. But I'm handling it. Do you trust me?
I do, but I can also worry about you even if I do trust you.
Well, I'm handling it, Mama. Okay?
Fine.
Thank you. Now, don't tell me anything if I come asking about it, unless I have Chitter with me. You understand?
Sure.
Thank you. By the way, did you find my note?
What note? Oh, that note. Yes.
So you already checked them?
If you've taken money, I have to see which areas you've taken it from so that I know roughly how much has been taken and what's left in there.
She sounds so pleased with me. Oh. I'll pay you back.
You will.
I suppose this isn't the time to be asking for another favor?
Depends on the favor.
Well, I mean, you might like it. My team and I want to get a ship of our own. And I'm not asking you to like help pay for it or anything. There is this group of free pirates that has been circling around Moa, hunting merchant ships or anyone that passes by. The vein slashers. We would like to commandeer their ship and get rid of a bit of a pest problem. I was hoping that when the needle was back in commission, you guys would be willing to assist us.
Needle might be out of commission for a while. Are you sure you can't make use of one of the other ships?
We aren't particularly in a rush. to get this ship. I imagine that we will be traversing Moa for a little while and then coming back and looking for one. This doesn't have a deadline. So while we could ask one of the other ships for help, well, I suppose it's it's both because there's no timeline and because I mean I know the Needles. This is still my home. I know how you guys work, and I know that you're all reliable in a fight.
Do you know what kind of ship they used?
I believe we know, but I don't remember what it was, Tom.
I'd probably have to go back and check.
Yeah, if you could check real quick.
It has been a while. I can't really check the recordings. If anyone was better at making the notes than I was.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I think genuinely that was over like 10-ish sessions ago. By the way,
I don't think I wrote down the thing either.
By the way, this is technically session 98.
Woo!
We're almost at 100. Yeah, Kengi's typing. Does that mean he might have it? Oh, you just have ship?
Just have shit!
Maybe I never did. Okay, I'm gonna say ship, and if I'm wrong, then the hands
We'll
of fate
correct it later.
Yeah, the hands of fate will change.
Okay.
So just let me grab the kind, because I know it was a faster ship.
It was a speedy ship.
It was.
Wait,
it was.
The faster ship? Is this the one you talked about earlier in the session?
No.
No.
No. We were talking about ships in general then.
Hmm.
So just bear with it. Just need to quickly. I did that. No, I wouldn't have been that. That is too small of a ship. I promise it won't be too long.
Hydro City Zoners.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Finally. We'll go with a Carrack.
You spell that? Carrack. Okay. It was a Carrack.
Well, they are. So you see, she's sort of like, almost like trying to recollect. We could probably deal with a straight up fight since it's a merchant ship, but can be turned into a. No, we. If the Needle couldn't handle it, the Maelstrom certainly will. But no, I think we would have the edge on that. It's, and you sort of recall as well, Carrack is a merchant ship that can be fitted for war, similar to the Algos,
Yeah.
kind of, but not as heavily armored.
Mev watches like her mother's thought process. What does that mean for your involvement then? You'll help?
If the Needle is ready, and we can find this ship, then yes.
She smiles.
because I wouldn't say no to the idea of my daughter having her own ship. And while I'd love it to be the Needle, I could say this is a trial run.
A trial run.
And either you will decide, okay, I'm ready for the Needle, or you'll decide, actually, I like whatever you're going to name your new ship.
Haven't decided yet.
Well, let's see if we can acquire the ship first, because unfortunately we're going to have to discuss, when we're on the way there, of course, no point planning it out now while the Needle is still getting repaired. We'll have to decide how we're going to approach the battle.
I was like bouncing on your feet a little bit.
Don't get too eager, because unfortunately for you, it is extremely boring.
I'm just excited that you're going to help me.
You're my daughter, Mevelair.
I can still be excited, can't I?
See a soft smile appear. You can. But don't let the excitement get to your head.
Okay. Thank you, Mama.
Just be sure whatever profits you make when you get your little ship, you don't forget your sweet old mother who put her ship in the line of fire to help you get this one.
Holy shit! Fucking oh my god.
You can say the smile.
Mev.
The smile's like creeped up more at this.
Yeah, Mev like scrunches her face and she sticks out her tongue at Camilla. I would never forget my poor old mother. Whatever we do get of the ship's profits, at least the initial takeover, I will be sure to split with the Needle. It's only fair for your assistance.
She like leans forward and just pinches her on your cheeks. That's my girl.
Oh, Mama, ow.
Let's go with your cheek.
Fucking. Yeah. Then I will, spend my time while Arjun and Havelock are figuring that stuff out. Probably just like hanging out with the nymphs and catching up with them.
Okie dokie. If that's the case, switching over to Havelock and Arjun. Where do you guys go to bury your little trapped chest?
Shen. Shen.
All right. So, are you sort of focusing on areas around Mary Liberi places? Like, are you heading towards the what's it called? Gotta scroll around. I like writing stuff about cities, but my god, is it annoying to find the
It's so much.
It's so much, but it's the price that must be paid. Where is it?
I'd say we stick to close to the coast, like Mev said.
Yeah, so but is it like, do you also sort of keep it, obviously not at the area, but near about, so like near Salvation's Docks or Dharma Bay?
Do you put it in the shipwreck you found?
No. People like me
No.
would go into that shipwreck and find my dead drop.
That's true.
We'll
That's true.
we'll bury it like in like some sand like in the water. Um in Dahmer Bay. But I want to put it like, you remember that cliff that I dove off of?
Mm-hmm.
The really tall one?
Yep.
I want to take Havelock and dive off of that with the chest with him. And we're going to put it near the bottom of that cliff.
Okay. So, the two of you head to Dharma Bay.
Yeah, click that.
You do once again see the Maelstrom. No longer in the dry dock anymore. It's just docked up on a regular dock. Though there is still some repairs being done to it. And you head over to the cliff. Not to be the fun police on this one, but jumping from that height could risk the trap being triggered. Just from the impact.
True. We can swim over to that spot then. I just know the cliff, so.
Okay. Sorry to be the fun police, but
Can't believe you're taking away my free diving skills.
hello. You got a license for that fun?
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So the two of you swim over.
The ex-cop, if he has a license.
Yeah. So we bury the treasure, but I was told where multiple shipwrecks were in Dahmer Bay, right? Not just one. There was like two.
Yeah, you were sort of pointing to a general area, sort of around the edges where the cliffs are, is littered with shipwrecks.
So I'm gonna take Havelock and I'm gonna activate my breathing ring I got from Mev, and we're gonna go dredging.
Oh yeah, I take back my manta ray cloak. Thank you.
Yes, you do.
You just reminded me of that.
Okie dokie.
You are safe from another wave.
So, both of you makes investigation checks then.
Havelock, what's your investigation?
That would be a 2.
I'll give you advantage with help.
Thank you.
Oh,
Damn.
Ugh.
Havelock, we can't find shit. We're lost. I got pulled into the riptide. Help me.
So the currents do buff you about a bit, which makes it very difficult. You find a set of smaller ships, but yeah, a mixture of the currents and just how the ships are, you're not able to find a way in.
All right. I'd say this was like kind of
You
like
know
an
how
introductory
we
period,
can
like
get
Havelock, look,
in.
there's a ship. Oh. What do
I
you
could
mean?
Eldritch
What is it?
Blast.
That is kind of risky, especially since we don't know where treasure is in the ship. You might blow up what we're looking for. But we have no way to communicate that underwater. So if you want to blow up the side of a ship, that is
I
up to
can.
you.
Oh
Yeah,
my
go for it.
god.
Okay, Havelock is going to just load up an Eldritch Blast, make little finger gun motions at, gives you a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
It'd be so funny if he just did it.
Still holding on to the Eldritch Blast.
Thumbs multiple down.
Looking like a kicked puppy, Havelock will shake away the Eldritch Blast. Shall we move on to the next one?
That's assuming that, like, our investigation isn't, like, a blanket investigation and not just, like... We can't just roll investigation again, I imagine, Tom.
You can,
Like,
but
we
it's
got
a
our
case of
chance
like
to-
like each investigation does take a decent chunk of time.
Oh. We're not doing anything else today.
Okay, and go ahead and make another investigation check if you want to.
Is your investigation a 0 or a negative?
Mine's a 1, so it's just, like, 1 behind yours. That's why I gave you help.
Okay, so advantage again.
Yeah, or you can
Yeah.
do separate rolls each.
I'll take the help.
Okay.
Roll 20.
There we go.
Woo!
So, how many charges does that ring have again?
It has... Let me go look at it.
I believe it has 3 charges.
Yes, 3 charges.
And it lasts an hour, right?
I believe it lasts an hour, yes.
Yeah. So you do have to use another charge. So you are down to a single charge.
Mm-hmm.
But you find a what looks to be the remains of a clipper that's sort of put onto the side. The gun ports have long the hatches for the gun ports have long since rotted away. So you are able to get in the ship should you choose to.
Mm-hmm. Swimming in.
Okay. So you navigate your way to the cargo hold. Both of you make separate perception checks.
Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
we have good perception.
So you sort of see like where a lot of the cargo is sort of gathered from when it had settled in the sea. He starts swimming towards it, and Arjun, you notice this and stop suddenly, so like grab Havelock by the shoulder. You notice what originally looked to be like part of the deck sort of like sagging downwards. You see a slight movement. You realize it's an octopus, but this one is big. Giant even.
Big boy.
You can sort of see it's just, you see it's with a natural 20, you can just barely see like through its camouflage that it's staring at the two of you.
Well, we will continue searching the ship, but we'll avoid the octopus as well as possible.
Okay. So it's basically blocking like the very last room.
Oh.
But you do have like a few rooms here with some cargo in. So if you're just going to settle for the 2 rooms, then go ahead and make an investigation check. And that's for either one of you.
Shall we do this? Okay.
Oh, okay. 11. Arjun, you can. There we go. 7. Unfortunately for this one, you're not able to. You are able to find some stuff, thankfully, but nothing like the haul that you had before. You find a few unbroken plates that look pretty fancy and some cutlery. You find some metal ingots, though the iron ones are rusted. But you see like a few like copper ingots and such. Find a handful of rapiers. A couple of them appear to have been bent slightly. You assume based on, because you had to move like some what looks to be like part of a cannon barrel.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll take the swords and the copper ingots then.
Okay. You have got then 6 copper ingots and 4 rapiers.
4 bent rapiers.
No. These are if there's a total of 7, but 3 of them are bent. I thought you were just leaving the bent ones.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Copper ingot. Cool.
Havelock, you also find kind of similar. It appears that this was kind of just a general like, transportation ship. You do find some obviously completely drenched furs. You find several quivers with arrows in them. And you find what looks to be you like flick through the pages and it's blank, but it looks like to be a wizard spellbook.
Alright, since the sun's probably going down and we're getting like lack of visibility, I think we're gonna swim on out of here.
Alrighty. Havelock, what out of the stuff I just listed?
Can I have a replay of what you said I found?
Yeah, so you found several furs that are obviously absolutely soaked through. You found 3 quivers with about 30 arrows in each. They do need to have the feathers put back on them, but beyond that they're good. And obviously need drying as well because waterlogged wood isn't very good for firing. And what looks to be a wizard spellbook, but the pages inside are blank.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So
Thank you, Tom.
you're welcome. You so the 2 of you make your way out, keeping a respectful distance from the octopus. Which still hasn't moved. You swim out and swim back onto the beach and make your way back to Mari Liberi.
Yeah.
Kindling, what are you doing during all this time? Don't think I forgot you, mister. Apart from being sad, yes. Or is that all you're being? Just... I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to do. I'm just...
Are you like moping around my house? Is that what you're doing right now?
Alrighty.
Okay, so I would not see you moping at this second. Okay.
Out by the
Okay.
trees, moping.
Moping. Alright.
Okay, so eventually you'll all reconvene.
Yeah, I think Mev, just says, is it handled?
It's handled.
She nods. I did my part.
Good.
Well, I guess for now, everyone's just recovering.
Nods. That took
Do you
Havoc on
guys
his first
have?
dredge.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you guys carrying that stuff around with you right now?
I mean, we're not putting it anywhere else just yet.
Okay. Yeah, Mev looks at what you guys have like in your hands, like the rapiers and the sopping wet furs. God. You guys.
Does your mother's house have a drying line?
We do. It's out back.
Havelock. We can dry off those furs back here, probably. Arrows too.
Let's walk.
Just start tossing them
Not
over
not
some
in the house.
wall.
Oh no.
In the
Mev
back
looks
garden. In the back
nervous.
garden.
In the back garden. Ooh, okay. Mev still looks a little nervous because like, you guys are just dripping water all over her mother's nice house. But yeah, Mev will help you like put these things up.
As soon as they have gotten their stuff sorted out, he's cleaning up the house too. He's drying himself off, and as soon as he's dry enough that he's basically just damp, he goes back inside. He just fucking like mops the place, sparkling clean, of course.
Are the nymphs watching this?
Yes.
What's their reaction?
Amusement from some. Camilla does see it, just she opens her mouth to say something, but then just sees Arjun is mopping up, just shakes her head and walks off.
Do I get the impression that my mom is not particularly pleased with me?
She's more annoyed at the fact that it's having to be mopped up. So she's just more annoyed at the fact that the floor is drenched with seawater.
Yeah, it's drenched.
Well, now it's clean.
Yeah. Now it's clean.
Well, that's why she walked off, because she saw it was being dealt with.
It.
Now it's scented like lemon pine.
Yeah, Mev will like nod in thanks to you, because definitely Camilla would have at least bitten your head off. Fucking yeah, I think if that is the case, the nymphs are all hanging out, having a good time. Arjun's cleaning up. I should probably check with my mom if it's Because I let you guys stay here last time. I'm just gonna check with my mom if that's okay. If I can keep doing
Wow.
that.
So you catch up to
She
Camilla.
certainly would not approve of Havelock staying
Listen,
here,
it's
but you
not
know.
my house. Okay? I mean, it is my house, but like, it's not my house. I'm the child.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Mom,
Well,
can
my
have
friends sleep
luck and
over.
Arjun stay over.
Fucking, can my friend stay over?
So
Can't
you
believe I have to fucking ask this.
so you catch up to Camilla and ask, you want 3 men to be here, yes?
I mean, when you put it like that, yes. I mean, they did stay here before.
Just sort of like rubs the bridge of her nose in frustration.
Are they in like eye shot of this?
I would say so. Yeah.
Hmm. I think. Well, you know what? I'm gonna roll something for Arjun real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
He sees Mev talking to her mother, and her mother rubbing the bridge of her nose like she's frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Arjun's going to look around at the rest of the crew, which is all women, and go, kindling. We should find a room for tonight. And he's going to take kindling out with him. And they're going to actually like find an inn room. He doesn't make any assumptions about Havelock though.
Mev watches that happen, and again, there's just like a thankful nod to Arjun. She looks back at Camilla. Well, now it's just Havelock.
You say that like that makes the situation oh so much better.
It would be a great opportunity for you two to learn about each other in a different environment, more casually.
So it looks over at Havelock.
He just waves.
Her eyes narrow at that.
Oh god.
If Havelock makes one step out of line, or gets on the girls' wits, or pisses me off, then he's out.
I agree to two of those terms. I think it's rather easy for him to piss you off. I think you could just breathe.
I mean,
Mama.
deliberately piss me off.
I will keep that in
Mev,
mind.
have you looked back at Havelock in a second?
I will now.
So as you said that bit about he breathes and he pisses you off, he just gives the biggest smile like you fucking read my mind. He breathes, he's a thought.
Yeah, Mev, like side-eyes Havelock, looks back to Camilla. Come on, he'll behave himself, and, he's... I keep saying this, he's really not that bad.
You and I both know that even if it's true, I'm not going to turn around and be buddy-buddy with him.
I'm not expecting you to, but I mean, he is my partner. So.
And that is the reason why I'm giving him this chance.
Mev nods, like, I mean, this is really the best that she could hope for.
And as for your other two friends, well, they've decided on their own, but maybe after we've had a few days to decompress, if they're not able to find a place to sleep, then maybe I will allow them to, so long as they stay out of everyone's way.
Right
Not
then.
immediately, though. You still like see his shoulders sag a little bit. We've had a busy few days.
I understand that, and Havelock will be with me.
Good.
Does she understand the implication of what I'm saying?
Make an insight check.
Suck it. Do. 23.
There is a genuine feel of suppressed anger coming from Camilla on that statement, but a begrudging acceptance of it.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of get the feeling that it's... Camilla's always came off as controlling, but you know for yourself that it's just because she was preparing you.
Mm-hmm.
You know that she wasn't like the, control everything you do kind of deal.
Yeah.
So you know that she knows the implication. She's not happy about the implication, but she knows she cannot nor would stop the implication.
Okay. Yeah, my mom doesn't like Havelock, and she is very protective. So yeah, I think I'm going to go to Havelock, and I'm gonna gesture upstairs. Come on, we can go to my room.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm gonna follow along.
Okay. And so, as you all head to your respective rooms after a turbulent, essentially, month, that's what we're going to call it for this session, and you've all leveled up.
We've leveled up. Woo!
You have achieved a rather big thing.
We fucking did it. Holy shit.
Plus had several large developments.
I can't believe we got to level.
So we're
We
level
got
9
to
now?
level.
Yeah, I think that's level 9 for everybody.
No.
No?
Level 10.
Level 10.
I was level 8 this whole time.
Oh, whoops.
Whoopsie doodle.
We should all be level 10.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so... I'll also... I mean, there's still no guarantee that she'll come back, but I'll do furs. Just to be safe. Let's Let's see, what does forget? Yeah.
At the very least, if Fur does come back, it's going to be a little while.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, like, there's no guarantee, but just in case. Ooh, she gets new spells. Oh, no. Wait, no. That's... Hey, you can replace spells. Alright, that means I need to level up Curse, too. When I say that.
Yeah.
It's more give him his health increase. There we go. Curse has a staggering 50 hit points.
I can either get Indomitable or I can get my sorcery points. I can survive now.
But can you survive harder? Oh, cool. Just read what Indomitable is. That's actually a pretty cool one.
Yeah, I'm just wondering which one I want. You should listen to your spirit animal. Been a while since you've talked to them.
I have 2 attacks now. That just always reminds me of the that one level up meme of like fifth level. I can do this, I can do this. Barbarian, I can hit twice.
I think I will go with a fighter level so I can get Indomitable.
Which is... You can say no potentially to a failing a saving throw.
Yep. Which could come in handy for me.
Yep. It's a
Oh my
safety
God.
net. Jeez, I just looked at your health, Kindling. Jesus Christ.
I think I'm gonna keep the average health. I'll just take the average.
It's a good Jesus Christ, my God.
What's your health?
His health is 128.
Nice. Mine's 110. You yearn to be beaten. Mev will beat you.
It seems to
So
be
good.
it seems to be a Talaria tradition of someone must fight somebody for fun.
So good.
And at one point everyone had fought Arjun. So the beatings must be spread around clearly.
I'm still amazed that I've spent so much of this campaign being unbeatable. And then Arjun beats my ass twice.
I think the first time it was in 3 turns, wasn't it?
Yeah. Fucking. It's okay. It's okay. I'll fucking get him.
I'll beat him with the power of so many attacks.
So many attacks. Fucking